the man at the top. Let's start with the state of Rajasthan. Now, this is a particularly interesting state because two things have happened here. If we can switch to Rajasthan, and we're doing a deep dive on Rajasthan. Here, you have a divided house as far as the Congress is concerned. They've just about managed to patch up between the Sachin-Pilot and Ashok Gehlot. But you also have factionalism within the BJP. You have Vasundhara Raje starting her campaign with a very mysterious reference to her retiring, and then having to clarify that within a few hours. And this is what the numbers of Rajasthan look like. I'm going to hand it over to you, Yashwant. The numbers, the vote percentage and the seats are on our screen. We're going to alternate between them. Your ABPC voter survey seems to suggest that despite not declaring a chief ministerial candidate, despite the effective sidelining of Vasundhara Raje Scindia, the BJP is poised to win this election. Can you please explain this?
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, when we were doing a tracker, for almost a year, there was a remarkable anger brewing up against the Rajasthan state government. I mean, in fact, if that anger would have sustained, probably this number for the BJP, we would have been looking at 150 and about 50 for the Congress. That kind of gap that was there for almost a year back. But I think in the last few months, Congress has actually made a turnaround of sorts, Barkha, because I would say that not only they are very much a striking distance of the BJP, even though BJP is leading in the vote share, but still, all said and done, I was expecting the numbers to be much more worse for the Congress, which they are not, and that is surprising me of sorts. And this
why were you expecting the numbers to be worse? You see, I would have gone with that instinct of yours had the BJP really promoted Vasundhara Raje Scindia, had they sort of taken advantage of the divisions within the Congress, the open warfare. Gehlot even defied the Gandhis, but none of that happened. Actually, Mallikarjun Kharge has managed to bring these two factions of Pilot and Gehlot together, and right. It is Vasu Raje Scindia who's got no importance at all from the BJP. And when we look at the choice for chief minister, that becomes even more interesting because after Ashok Gehlot, she's clearly the second most popular individual. Exactly. So go ahead, explain this to us.
I think that's where the answer lies in, Barkha, because I was expecting BJP to declare her the chief ministerial face. When we are looking at this kind of data, even without declaring her, even kind of phasing her out, if I may say so, if she is enjoying 25% without even BJP pitching her as the chief ministerial candidate, I was kind of expecting that BJP will take it head on, declare her the chief ministerial candidate, and convert the entire anger in favor of the party. But this is precisely what not has happened, and I think that is the opening for the Congress of sorts, because on one hand, BJP did not declare her the CM candidate. On the other hand, the 4.5 years, the two warring factions of the Congress, they finally united and came back on the same platform. So their numbers, till last year, Sachin-Pilot was, 6 months back, Sachin-Pilot was trending at about 18-19%. But the moment they came along, Sachin-Pilot's number have gone down, Gehlot's number have gone up, largely because his own supporters are also kind of looking at ki acha bhai saath mein lado jeeto and then Sachin ji ke liye bhavishya hai sort of the thing. So that is something which probably from the election management and narrative perspective, I think BJP missed on that, not giving Vasundhara as a clear-cut chief ministerial face. Well, even on numbers, they are winning. I mean, I believe that they will eventually cross the finishing line before the Congress does, but it will not be could not be that kind of a sweeping mandate which it should have ideally worked. That's the thing.
You're saying the BJP is poised, according to your opinion poll, to win Rajasthan, but it could have been a much bigger victory had they played this move differently, especially in the handling of Vasundhara Raje. I want to go back to the numbers for just a moment. Actually, in vote percentage, the BJP does quite handsomely. The Congress doesn't do too badly either. It's a 45% to a 42%, with 13% going to the others. But when this actually has to translate into seat conversion, can we move to the seats graphic? You actually see the BJP comfortably ahead. This is, by your opinion poll, this is not even neck and neck. right? Even
Yeah.
amid rumors of a Gehlot-Vasundhara deal, you must have heard these whispers कि भाई बाद में इनका भी मेल हो सकता है. Gehlot is probably fighting the last election of his political life. Vasundhara knows this is a do or die election for her. The BJP could have been scared that Rajasthan could become another Karnataka, where the sidelining of Yediyurappa cost them the state to some degree. I'm not saying they would have won had Yediyurappa remained, but we don't know. Maybe the margins would have been less. What makes you think the BJP is confident? Why is the BJP confident of taking this risk and not having a chief ministerial face? Is this then the Modi factor all the way?
I think what I feel like they might have thought that they need to phase out these leaders like Yediyurappa. Somehow there was a catch-22 situation. They felt that phasing out might not result in a BJP victory, but they must have done some kind of research where they might have got confident, okay, even without them, we can win. But it's a one step forward, two step backward kind of scenario. Why? Because see, Raman Singh, they phased out. But at the and then they had already considered that they are not winning Chhattisgarh kind of sort. But then they almost at the last phase they declared his nomenclature, nomination for to contest the election. Still, he is not the CM.
That's right. And it's very interesting. Yeah, it's very interesting. I'm sure Yashwant will be back with us in a second. I can see him there already. But it's very interesting, Yashwant. You're making this point that this is not particular to Rajasthan. Whether it is Madhya Pradesh, whether it is Chhattisgarh, and whether it is what am I missing? Telangana, Chhattisgarh, Rajasthan, Madhya Pradesh.
Yeah,
in none of these states, the BJP has a CM candidate.
Not only that, they do not have a CM candidate, but also they have kind of tried to phase out all their best faces.
Why?
Why? So much so, even in Telangana, Telangana also, their best bet was Bani Sanjay. Where somehow in order to get or mend fences with BRS or TRS, they kind of phased him out, and then realizing that it has worked, it has kind of boomerang to them. Because his replacement was not really seen as combative, probably, or whichever way. But phasing out Bani Sanjay was seen as what shall I say? As something which these two parties are coming together, or they are playing hands in gloves, and that kind of boomeranged over there. So definitely, as far as data is concerned, as far as the way I look at the data, I believe that phasing out these phases, popular faces, without any alternative backup plan or without any plan for the future as such, probably did not do good for the BJP. Nevertheless, I also realize, just in case on 3rd of December, BJP manages to win this election, many people and even us probably would be going back to our drawing board and check it out and see that probably this is the best strategy they opted for. However, in conventional wisdom, a party which has challenged the Congress and the opposition all the time, as a political strategy of declaring your captain. Remember, this is something which is the BJP's playbook. Oh, aapka kaptan kaun hai, aap batao. Where is your face? And always going ahead with the face. This time it is just the opposite. Congress has pitched with the face everywhere. Yes. Even in Rajasthan, where they had a fighting one. But BJP has taken a step back from their own strategy.
So they have swapped roles. The Congress used to say High Command तय करेगी कौन हमारा मुख्यमंत्री होगा चुनाव के बाद. And here in each state, the Congress has a very clear chief ministerial contender, and the BJP is trying to phase out old phases, has not been able to create a new set of leaders in these states. And yet your polls, at least in Rajasthan, let's look at Rajasthan, you asked voters about anger with the incumbent government. You asked this question in all states. And I want to bring up this. 49% of people surveyed in the ABPC voter poll say they're angry and they want to change the government. And yet, and this I want you to explain to our audience, Ashok Gehlot remains the leading preference for chief minister. And the BJP remains the preferred party to form the government. So this is all very confusing. Please explain.
It's really interesting, and there is actually there is a graph which I would like to share if I may say, if I am allowed to,
Please do go ahead. Yes.
yeah. So there is a very classical question that we generally ask. It's the question is, regardless of which party you are voting for, whom do you think is actually going to win the election? And this generally we do, Barkha, to actually understand what is the perception on the ground. Basically,
You can share your
Indian
screen.
Indian
Yashwant,
voters are very
you can
sharp
share
in
your
that
screen.
way.
Yeah,
Right.
okay, go
So
ahead.
if
Yeah.
it is appearing, I hope you are watching it now.
1 second. We should be able to see your screen in just a moment. Yeah, go
Yeah.
ahead. Go ahead. Yeah,
So
there it is.
yeah. Now look at this here. Now
Yeah.
this question over a period of time, that in the last almost a year, we have been following that perception wise, it is always the BJP in Rajasthan which is seen as a clear favorite all the way. Who is going to win form the government? And there is a significant gap here, Bakha. If you look into that, they're barring probably couple of occasions over here, maybe in back way in the June and July. Look at the gap. So in a way, what I'm simply trying to say, not just about where you are voting for, which party would you like to see, or do you want to change the government or not. Apart from that, an overall sentiment, overall assessment of the people in Rajasthan is that BJP is going to form the government. Now, with or without Vasundhara Raje, that name is not mentioned here. So funny thing is, this data, puts up a question mark on even my own understanding that even without projecting Vasundhara Raje, majority of the people, in which a significant number of them are also the Congress supporters, even they are saying that most likely that BJP is likely to form the government in Rajasthan. So when I look into these kind of numbers, I always kind of challenge myself. Is it something which BJP is trying to do has a kind of a traction in electoral politics? Because as I look at it, even I am saying that BJP is winning, likely to win. Our projection and vote share, everything is saying that. But in the hindsight, I feel this is a stunted victory. If they would have given Vasundhara Raje's name, probably this would have been a sweep. That is where I think is the difference. That's the catch.
So if Vasundhara had been declared chief ministerial candidate, this what looks like a comfortable impending win for the BJP in Rajasthan could have been a sweep. One should remind our audience that these are the assembly elections. How did Rajasthan vote in the Lok Sabha of 2019? It was a clear kind of sweep for the BJP. We have those numbers also on our screen. Can you just take the banner off? You can see that there was a clear sweep. Yashwant, are there any surprises before we move to Madhya Pradesh that could still take place between now and voting day? Rajasthan still has some time. There's a last mile fight that the Congress could fight.
I think the biggest surprises that could be out there are number of rebel candidates. And some rebel candidates, my team was telling me that they are kind of a surprising of sorts, surprising in a way that they are yet to decide whether this candidate belongs to Ashok Gehlot faction or Vasundhara Raje faction. I will repeat it again.
Yeah, say that again. Say that again.
Yeah,
yes.
Because it's very, very critical to understand. Many of the rebel candidates, my researchers are telling me, they are unable to figure out whether they should be considered as Vasundhara Raje faction or they should be considered as Ashok Gehlot faction or both the factions.
So basically, you believe that there could be a deal, a covert deal between Ashok Gehlot and Vasundhara Raje. There was a photograph of them. I don't know if we have it in an airport lounge that went really viral. The Congress played a lot of mischief with it as well. But in Rajasthan, आप किसी से भी बात करिए, वो कहेंगे इन दोनों की थोड़ी understanding है because they're both fighting elements within their own party. Do you, with all your understanding of politics, think that there is some understanding between both of them?
I would not be surprised with any kind of understanding anywhere because it is politics at the end of the day. Please remember, in our surveys, in our tracker 5 years back, we were expecting a Congress sweep in Rajasthan.
Yes.
So Congress did win, but it was not a sweep that we predicted. simply because there were almost 2 dozen candidates given by Mr. Gehlot who ensured that, Congress underperforms. And when the Congress underperforms, the Congress comes back to Mr. Gehlot saying that you are the only one who can handle this situation right now. Please form. And this is oddly, ironically, it's an old Rajasthan story. Mr. Bhairav Singh Shekhawat used to do that. Till the time Mr. Bhairav Singh Shekhawat was at the helm, BJP never really got a comfortable majority. It was only after Mr. Bhairav Singh Shekhawat came out of Rajasthan politics, BJP won like landslide over there. So these rebel candidates, these odd candidates by one faction, by two factions, or even the cross factions, if I might say so. The photograph that you are looking on your screen right now.
Can we take it on the screen again? There.
So So there could be a number of rebel candidates, which would be kind of a cross section in that way, where you are looking at some Gehlot rebel candidate, which is helping a Vasundhara Raje candidate, and some Vasundhara Raje rebel candidate, which is actually helping up a Gehlot candidate. So we don't know. We don't know that.
I have one last question on Vasundhara Raje. If indeed the BJP is able to win comfortably without her being declared a chief ministerial candidate, her marginalization within the party would be complete. Now, there's no such thing as never. There's no such thing as political obituaries in politics. You have a chance in politics as long as you live and you're active. But the fact that her speech spoke about, my beta is now, Dushyant hai, main to retire bhi ho sakti hu. Then she said, nahi, main kahin nahi ja rahi. She's obviously upset. She's in the, she's not going to come out and say it, but she's upset. And if the BJP wins without her,
upset and I feel that she is saying it in
what happens to her? What happens to her then?
She is upset, and she is definitely making it a point to that this emotion, this sentiment of Vasundhara Raje is very well known, that she is somehow not with the idea of party going without her face, and she's also trying to pitch in that okay, agar mano kuch gadbad hota hai, at least her son is kind of taken into some important position over there, because suppose, and it's a hypothetical thing, suppose BJP wins as per the tracker that we are looking at, and suppose Vasundhara Raje is not actually made the chief minister. What is next for Vasundhara Raje? Then obviously she would like to vacate her seat for her son, and she would like to tell the center that okay, मैं लोकसभा लड़ूंगी, आप इसको विधानसभा लड़ा करके हमारे यहाँ पे कुछ बनाओ. That's the kind of a deal or arrangement that she might eventually come up to. But having said that, I guess that the numbers are suggesting that BJP should get a majority on its own, number one, even without Vasundhara Raje being projected as the chief ministerial chair. Number two. Number three, had BJP projected Ms. Vasundhara Raje as the chief ministerial candidate, we would have been looking at the number at the complete BJP sweep in Rajasthan rather than a small majority or a comfortable. I mean, there would be a super comfortable majority in Rajasthan.